Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining me again. I'm back with another one, and today I'm going to be reviewing Send Help.
I'm going to be frank with you. You are smart. I know that you are great with numbers, but I just don't think you got it. As an executive, I see no value in you.
Send Help is a survival horror directed by Sam Raimi, who's one of my favorite filmmakers of all time. For those who don't know, he directed the OG Spider-Man trilogy with Tobey Maguire. He's one of my biggest filmmaker influences. So whenever he releases a new film, I will always be excited. Having said that, his last film was a disappointment. It was Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. It ranks very low on my list of films of his, but it's still better than The Gift. But when the bar's in hell, is that really a compliment?
Linda, before you go, I forgot to mention I've received a few complaints about you.
Complaints?
Noxious odors.
The film is about a socially awkward woman named Linda, who's played by Rachel McAdams, who gets stranded on an island with her boss, who is played by Dylan O'Brien, after a plane crash where they are the only two survivors.
Take your seats, you're a little bitch.
Before the crash, Linda was only dedicated to her job. She was a workaholic. She was so good at her job, she was promised a big promotion at the company by the former CEO. But the new CEO, who is actually the son of the former, overlooks her for the job for one of his frat buddies because of Linda's socially awkward nature and her appearance. Linda is at the bottom of the hierarchy at the company, but on the island, the roles are reversed because Dylan O'Brien's character is now injured and he does not have the necessary skills to survive on this island. But Linda actually does because she was actually training to be on her favorite show, Survivor. So she has the skills to not only survive but thrive on this island.
Nice.
Due to this new dynamic on the island and the issues between them that were shown previously before the plane crash, there's now a lot of tension between the two characters. And that leads to a fun time at the movies.
Look who's joined the land of the living.
How long?
You been out? Day and a half?
Have you tried making a distress signal?
Or a bigger fire?
I really enjoyed this film. I found it very impressive that the film was so engaging when it's only like two characters for the majority of the runtime. The script is really good. I found it very impressive of all the unique situations that the film throws at these two characters and they have to deal with. It was very engaging and entertaining. I really love the fact that the story of the film makes you care about certain characters at times, but then you dislike them at other times, and then going back to caring about them later on, and so on and so on. It's really impressive feat that they achieved. Rachel McAdams gave such a great performance in this film. She was brilliant. She played a character I don't think she ever played before. And what was impressive, and in the beginning of the film, she plays a workaholic, socially awkward, unattractive woman, which was like hard to pull off because it's Rachel McAdams. It's very hard to make her look unattractive.
Yeah, boy.
What made her great in the role is that she perfectly played a woman who's socially awkward and a workaholic, but underneath the surface, there's a hint of unhinged craziness, and she played it perfectly.
I was busy trying to keep us alive.
But getting us out of here, that should be your focus, not being Susie Homemaker over here.
What did you just say to me?
Dylan O'Brien did a great job playing the douchebag boss in the film, who always needs to be in control. But when they're on the island, the roles are reversed because of his injury and lack of skills. Now he's the submissive one and she's the dominant one. And that's very fun to watch play out on screen. This movie is well acted and it's honestly great casting because you need two great lead characters to keep the audience engaged throughout the film, because it's only like two characters for the majority of the film. So it had to be well casted and they did a great job.
Oh my god! Wow!
I love the creative shot choices and editing choices throughout the film. And that's actually why I love Sam Raimi. His filmmaking style is because He's such a creative filmmaker. If you compare his films to other filmmakers, the comparison is second to none. They come across as lazy compared to him.
Hi.
Okay.
One of my favorite moments from the film that showcases his creativity is where he shows a passage of time in a scene. And if you compare it to other lazy filmmakers, they'll probably just use a dissolve or a fade and call it a day. Not Raimi. He brilliantly uses a slider and reaction shots, and he combines it with great editing and directing of the actor, and great acting. Actually, let me give Dylan Browning credit. Great acting from him to show it as well. If you combine all of those together, you have not just a great scene, a cool creative scene, and that what makes movies memorable. You need those. Raimi did a great job when dealing with the tone of the film, which is very impressive because the film can be funny at times and suspenseful at other times, and even both at the same time. And it just works. Raimi just pulled it off. It works.
Let's not forget, I'm your boss. You work for me.
We're not in the office anymore, Bradley.
For instance, there's a scene in the movie which takes place on the plane, and it's very suspenseful, but there's a moment that leads to humor in a way you did not see coming. It just makes the scene so memorable because we've seen plane crash scenes before, but not like this. This one will actually stick out, and you will remember this after watching the film.
Help is coming. You just have to accept that this is how things are now. You ever hunt? I think I like it.
Cool, I spoke about the positives of the film. Now it's time to talk about the negatives. And there's very few negatives. What bothered me in the movie was there's a scene that involved a pig. And the pig is obviously CGI. And I understand why they made it CGI. It's for the actor's safety. But it was so obvious and it bothered me a bit. I know it sounds like a nitpick. It probably is. But it did bother me. But what saves the scene is the actor's performance and what happens in the scene in terms of story. It was entertaining. So that saves the scene, but it did bother me.
Stop it. Get some help.
There's a scene in the film that really bothered me. It was unnecessary. Something happens off screen and it's hinted what actually happens. So we don't actually need to see it. But the film shows us what happens later on as a flashback. And it was so unnecessary because they could have used that scene earlier as a present scene instead of a flashback, and it would have made the movie much better because it would have added so much more suspense to later sequences. And not sequences, scenes, I mean, sorry. I hope that makes sense. I hope my point came across there. But yeah, that was my biggest negative.
Just like I was. Although I'm betting I am a much nicer boss than you ever would have been. Except for maybe this part.
Cool, guys. Thank you for watching my review. That's my review of Send Help. I'm going to give the movie an A. I'm glad Raimi's new film is good. So I'm very happy about that, to be honest. Because, yeah, Doctor Strange, I did not enjoy. But this film, please go check it out. And if you like this review, please like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.